Hi, welcome to this session. I'm Giorgio from Harwin. We are an engineering company, so specializing in the design and manufacture of interconnect technology, and we are here based in Portsmouth. So really, in the next kind of 5 minutes, is a very short session. I just want to leave you with a couple of points, about what's happening. So specifically some trends that we see in space right now, and how can we contribute towards these trends and make things happen. So the first trend that we clearly see from the electronics and interconnect point of view is the fact that our customers are starting to use more and more commercial off-the-shelf components within space. And this is great news for us. We very much advocate this. We come from an era where really only the ESA and NASA approved parts got to fly missions, but a lot of our customers obviously disagree with this approach. They go towards a more like engineering common sense, what they call it, approach, where they use what works basically. And COTS are a really great option for missions nowadays. And part of the reason is, as what you can see on the slide, and is the fact that a lot of the satellites flying right now are in the small nanoscale. And especially a lot of the satellites launched in the last 10 years were launched in 2020, which means that we are accelerating towards that trend. So COTS are also a great choice because of the ease of integration. Obviously, they're easier to find, and the overall supply chain is much streamlined compared to using just space qualified parts. The other trend, which is really, really important right now, is that, and I've just borrowed this graph from Bloomberg, is the fact that the cost per launch, which is probably one of the most significant costs to go to space, other than the development cost, which is now coming down towards the $2,000 per kilogram sort of threshold, which never has before. So, cost per launch is coming down. What that means for electronics is that people are starting to now try to reduce that weight even further, and a very clear way that you can impact your launch cost is by reducing your launch weight. Our Gecko products, for example, is 50 to 70% lighter than your typical micro D solution, which was quite common in space. So that being said, what can we do? How can we help? What's happening right now? So we are not obviously a launch provider or a satellite designer or anything like that. We just see ourselves as a space sector enabler. So even our strap line is enabling technology everywhere, and we mean it. So our customers build amazing things all the time. So that from aerospace to EVs, and obviously we are very, very excited about new space in particular. And I've just highlighted in this slide a lot of the areas that we have considerable experience in. We have experience in the power side of things, so battery, solar panels, and thrusters as well. And we have experience also in the payload side of things, so camera, the orbiting systems, telemetry, OBCs, and we have concrete cases in that. The other concrete thing we can do is we have the ambition to funnel young engineers to space and their talent to space through us. So it's just a very cool proposition for a young engineer to know what you're designing, what you're building may end up on a satellite. So we have an apprentice program. Feel free to ask me questions about the event about it. And the other concrete thing which we can do, and we do routinely, is we provide sponsorships to university teams developing instrumentations and payloads for research purposes. For example, I've just included some examples, the one in red, of the teams that we have sponsored for a number of years. We provide funding, but we also provide, importantly, cables, free cables and connectors, and so that all the electronics on board can be developed. So thank you very much for your time.